This is Tracy Waller's penner. She and I know each other. We spent a lot of time in the past. You're charged here with domestic assault or domestic violence. Is alleged that on October 18th. Oops, yes, thank you. On October 18th, that you assaulted, let me pull it up, William Hack. And alleged you assaulted Brielle Penner, who would be, I think, is your granddaughter.
No, she's my daughter.
Daughter.
And Bill Hack had nothing to do with anything.
All right. Anyway, I was disappointed that alcohol was involved in this. But the allegation is that you did this domestic assault. I haven't seen you in 8 years or so. And we spent a lot of time working on that. At any rate, at this point, you're going to enter a plea of not guilty and ask me to set this for a final pretrial. Is that correct, Ms. Harden?
It is, Your Honor.
Was there a plea offer?
No, Your Honor.
Was there an offer of a deferral or anything?
It was as charged.
No deferral.
Nothing that my notes indicated from the stole.
All right, well, no wonder. All right, we'll set a final pretrial. I want to look at your bond conditions. All right, your bond conditions are appear, abide by any judgment issued, make no firearms and no drugs or alcohol, and test upon direction of any court officer or police officer, and no contact with your daughter. The most important condition in here is no drugs and no alcohol. If I gave you a test today, what would it show? All right, I want it to continue to show that. These family disputes are often hard to figure out who's right, who's wrong, what should the disposition be. But one common pink elephant in the room is alcohol.
Your Honor, I don't know where that came from either, because there was not.
Well, good. I was looking at the affidavit. Said her mother was drunk. She took the phone from mother and sat down on a couch, that her mother was drunk. And I don't think they arrested you until later. They didn't give you a preliminary breath test at the jail, but the police report and the affidavit say you were drunk. So no drugs and no alcohol. But I'll see you on a Thursday afternoon. We'll set a pretrial for this and see where it's headed. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I did want to tell you, since you remember me,
Yes.
I ended up finding out that I am diabetic. So all my weekend stays that I had, I found out I am.
Well, even more reason not to drink any alcohol. All right.
Exactly. All right.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
So you notice what that is. Okay.
All right, Mr. Stickley, let's get you on your way.
Go ahead and see right here.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. You're Ora Eugene Downer.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Downer, we've met.
Yes, sir.
You're here with Mr. Keith Stickley. He's the Chief Public Defender. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's agreed to step in today to assist Rhonda Ives. This is a fairly simple case. You're charged with retail fraud in Three Rivers, and that's a misdemeanor. Laura, I've misplaced the cheat sheet for today. I'm not sure what I did with it. Casey, we've got Vivian in the waiting room for your translator cases. He isn't here?
Not that I know of, I'll check the security, but I don't believe he's here.
All right. Yes.
She's also here for Tim, I believe, not just me.
All right.
We had one as well, but I had one as well, but I don't think he showed up either.
Well, Vivian, right now, we're trying to locate our defendants. The attorneys are here. I'll let you know by 9. I may just release you if they're not here.
What?
Was that? I know.
Mr. Downer, it's alleged that you were at the Walmart store and you stole some property there. You were charged with this several times last year. Retail fraud under Three Rivers ordinance is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. The prosecutor has agreed to dismiss the misdemeanor charge if you plead to the civil infraction, which is not a crime. It's punishable by up to $100. I can't put you in jail for it, but I would put it on the payment plan that you're on with your other retail frauds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Were you in the Walmart store on December 11th?
I guess, yes.
And did you take something that not
Yes,
pay
sir.
for it? Remember what you took?
Is that me? Was it some food? Was it food?
No,
Double judge what it was?
no,
Well, did you take something?
yes, sir.
What was it?
A light for a bike?
And you didn't pay for it?
No, sir.
All right.
Get out of that one. Yes.
All right. Fine and cost is $100 as part of payment plan. The payment plan hasn't been that great.
He is struggling, Your Honor.
Yes.
We talked about it this morning and he's gonna try to get back on the horse and try to make some progress on it.
Very good. I'll ask the bailiff to take Mr. Downer out to the counter and I want you to start to pay on those fines. You have total, some are driving and some are other kinds of things, but you're good to go. All right, let's do Levon Comer. There is. Good morning, sir. Are you Levon James Comer? You're charged with operating while intoxicated. That occurred allegedly on October 28th. We have 10 of those today, 10 or 11 drunk driving cases. So let's talk about it. Operating while intoxicated in Michigan is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 6 points on your driving record, and it requires that your license be suspended. Prosecutor has agreed to dismiss that charge for a plea to a lesser charge of impaired driving. Impaired driving is better for a couple different reasons. It is punishable by up to 93 days in jail, but it carries a fine of up to $300. Carries 4 points on your driving record, but it allows you to keep a restricted driver's license to drive back and forth to work. They allege that this happened at US 131 and Indian Prairie Road. And it was written by the state police. Also, they would ask for a plea to failure to yield. Is that your understanding, Mr. Moore?
Yes.
I should state, counsel is here, David Moore, on behalf of the defendant. Do you still live in Elkhart? So you have an Indiana driver's license, correct? All right. Do you understand, this applies to everybody that's here, if you plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury that will not be a trial. Do you understand that? If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you could not afford an attorney, we could appoint one for you, but you've retained Mr. Moore and his firm. That's fine with us. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify in your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand? All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
No,
Promise you anything?
I didn't do that.
Did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No,
All right, let's talk about this. Were you driving at US 131 and Indian Prairie Road at about 6:30 on October 28th?
yes, sir.
Where were you coming from?
I came from the bar.
Tomahawk?
Yeah,
That was my guess. What were you drinking?
just a diet Pepsi.
Diet and what?
Yes,
Kessler's? Mr. Moore, was there a blood alcohol taken?
Yes, Your Honor, 0.211.
That's quite high. Was there an accident?
yes,
Did you fail to stop at a stop sign?
yes.
I'm going to look at every single drunk driving case from 2025. Mr. Coomer, you're officially our first case of 2026. My impression, and Judge Patterson's impression, was that our caseload was big. We had a lot of drunk driving convictions last year. And the blood alcohol levels get higher and higher. Anyway, I'm going to do a deep dive into it here next week when we're done with the year. But when we get a case like this, Mr. Coomer, I appreciate your willingness to accept responsibility. I have to set up for something called screening, where the probation department meets with you and gets information. And we will set that at a day that works for your lawyer. It'll be on a Monday, so let's check our calendar and see what works. Tim, do you have a translator case?
I do, we're ready to plead.
All right. Vivian, apparently we do have one customer here. Are you available on Monday, January 26th?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to get used to writing 26. That would be at 11 o'clock.
Your Honor, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. I do have an assessment and a victim impact panel. Does that affect that sentencing date?
No, that's great. Just get it to us. That'll help. Mr. Coomer, October the 28th was a Tuesday night. The fact that you're driving out in the country on a Tuesday night with a blood alcohol about 3 times the legal limit sets off a bunch of red flags. You can't get to a .221 without practice. You have to build up a tolerance to accept that much alcohol. So Mr. Moore's on top of this. He's already had you go to a victim impact panel. He's already had an assessment done. I'll be interested to see that. So I'll get more information before we do the sentence. In light of how high your blood alcohol was, this is a pretty good plea offer. I've expressed my concern in the past about how many drunk driving cases we get out of the Tomahawk. They shouldn't have let you drive out of there with that kind of a blood alcohol level, but that's for another time. I want you to take this form out to the counter. Mr. Coomer, how did you lose your voice? Are you being treated right now?
I know. Beatdown didn't have the damage check.
All right, so you're currently under medical treatment?
Yes.
We'll explore that further too.
I have an appointment, February. They're going to make sure it's not reoccurring.
All right, I'm sure your doctors all told you not to drink too, but that's what I'm gonna tell you when we do the sentence. You go with a court officer. I'll see you on January 26th at 11 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. Yeah, that's very helpful, David. Thank you. All right, very good. All right, Mr. George, let's take your case so we can free up our interpreter. And we'll do Mr. Truckey's cases last. 11:45. Oh, you got a bunch.
Yeah, but I know they were ahead, so you just want to.
Jordan, you've just got one no-show. Let's let you, then you're done. All right, why don't you come up to the podium?
Your Honor, which case is this?
This will be Raul Pale Alvarez.
Thanks.
First, we're going to call People versus Teresa Lynn Lintz, L-I-N-T-Z, Tara Lynn Lintz. Miss Lintz is charged with larceny. Her attorney Jordan Harden is here. Miss Lentz also has another charge. Would you call the hall for Tara Lynn Lentz, please? Anyway, Miss Harden's case is file number 251954. It's a larceny set for pretrial today. Miss Lentz also has a littering charge, which was set for arraignment today also. She's not here in either case. Have you had any contact with her?
No, Your Honor, she was originally set for December 5th pretrial docket. She had called my office a couple days prior. We had reminded her and told her to be here early that day so her and I could discuss the case, and she didn't make an appointment. She didn't show that day, but my understanding is she appeared the following Monday, got the warrant recalled, and it was reset for today. I believe she was given notice at the counter when she appeared that following Monday, and I've not heard from her since.
All right, we're gonna do a bench warrant. Bond is $500 cash or surety, 48-hour hold. Also do a warrant on the littering, throwing objects in a path of a vehicle. She failed to appear. She didn't do her community service. All right. Thank you, Jordan. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, the bailiff checked the hall and she is not here. Lonnie Daniel Williams is file number 252220. Casey Strong is here. Lonnie Williams is not. Lonnie Williams has $1,571 with unpaid fines and costs, including several multiple driving suspended previous cases. Have you had any contact with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, he and I have played a vicious game of phone tag since I was assigned to the case. He knows his court date. I'm shocked that he's not here.
Well, he's gonna get a $1,000 cash or surety bench warrant with a 48-hour hold. He's got three previous driving suspended charges he hasn't paid the fine and costs on. Leads me to believe he doesn't take things very seriously. All right, Casey, what does that leave for you?
Nevaeh Horton is also a fail to appear.
Oh my.
I know. I have one last pretrial and the rest are pleas.
Nevaeh Maria Horton of Edwardsburg has failed to appear. File 252100. This is full of fail to appears. She didn't show up in December. She forgot. She didn't show up in October. All right. It was a very busy morning, but this one is kind of gets under my skin.
And I did call after her last attorney pretrial. I spoke with her grandmother. Her grandmother confirmed the process for getting a new court date and ensured me that Nevaeh would call and schedule an appointment.
Hello.
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton calling for Nevaeh Horton.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Hello.
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton. I'm on the bench here at the court in Centerville with your lawyer, Casey Strong. You're supposed to be here this morning for your drunk driving charge, and you aren't
Yes,
here.
I tried to call. My car. It's not working.
So I'm going to issue a bench warrant for your arrest, and you'll have 48 hours to turn yourself in. I'll set the
Yes,
bond.
I'll do that. Do I have to go to jail though?
Yeah, I'll set the bond at about $10 million. Yes, you need to get over here. We don't do court on a phone call. You failed to appear in October. You failed to appear in December. I have to call and wake you up. Yes.
My car is just not working. I have to get a ride. I can get an Uber.
Well, we aren't going to be able to do it today because your lawyer is not going to be here. So Casey, when are you here
And
next?
I have another thing with that. I've called them and she hasn't answered, so I was just gonna
I
come
have
there
not
without her.
received, I have not checked my
What do I
voicemail
do
yet
about that?
today, but I have called repeatedly and not received communication.
Are you here next week?
On Friday,
No, any day next week.
I'm here on Tuesday.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm in the 9th parallel next week.
Sorry.
No, I'm here next week. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
I'll be here on
No, yes, I'm here next week. What day are you here next week?
Tuesday at 10 a.m.
All right.
Or Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Miss Horton, you're to be here Tuesday, January 6th,
Okay.
2026 at 9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m.
Or you'll sit in our jail until we can make arrangements to have your case resolved. There's a very serious charge. The prosecutor has made
I
a
know.
plea offer. You've treated it like an old shoe. You need to be here Tuesday, January 6th at 9:30 a.m. Your lawyer will be here. I don't want a phone call. I don't want a passenger pigeon message. I want you to be here next
I will be
Tuesday,
there.
January 6th at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You can go back to sleep. Thank you. All right, we'll try this again. I don't know what I've got January 6th at 9:30, but
An attorney pre-trial.
I guess I do now. Prosecutor, well, they made a plea offer.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. Ronald Daphne is just the last.
Mr. Gaffney, would you come forward? The files have just been piling up here. I need to, go ahead and have a seat, sir.
Okay. Don't listen.
All right, these are Gibson's. Are in custody. Wow. All right, that's the Paul Gibson file. This is the Timothy George file. Good to have lots to do. And I'm looking for the Casey Strong file. All right. Are you Ronald Eugene Daphne?
Yes, yeah.
Mr. Daphne, you're charged in this matter with aggravated assault. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. The matter has not been resolved. Your attorney is asking that we set this for a final pretrial. Are you still at the Madison Street address in Kalamazoo?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I appreciate your being here, A, on time, and B, it's a trip from Kalamazoo down to here. I didn't have to call you and wake you up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But this is a serious charge. I don't know, the prosecutor did offer to reduce it to a lesser charge of assault and battery. That can be discussed further, but we'll set a final pretrial. It'll be on a Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock, probably in February. I don't have that date right now, but you stay in contact with your lawyer. You've done a good job of that. And I don't want you to get in any more trouble. There is a bond condition that you're not to have any contact with the complaining witness, Keegan Duke. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're free to go.
Good job. I'll make it up. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm having a pretty good one. It's good to have a job. Got lots to do. We're still in the Casey Strong file. We might as well just stay in it.
I'm not moving.
All right. All right. As I mentioned, we have 10 drinking driving cases today. We've taken a couple of pleas. We're about to take 3 more. Let's start with Tasha Camp. Paul, are your in custody guys ready?
They should be.
All right, when we finish with Casey, we'll do the in custody so they can get them back to the jail. And then we'll continue to move forward. Good morning. Go ahead and have a seat. This is file number 252266, People versus Tasha R. Camp. The reason I said R is I can't remember if it's Raina or Renee.
Renee.
All right. Anyway, that's you.
Yes.
And you're charged with operating while intoxicated. Here with your lawyer, Casey Strong. Prosecutors agreed to reduce that charge to a charge of impaired driving. Sir, could you take off your hat? Take off your head. All right. The lesser charge of impaired driving for everybody who may have this type of plea offer. It is a misdemeanor. We had one already this morning. It's better than operating while intoxicated primarily because it allows you to keep a restricted driver's license to drive back and forth to work, school, treatment, or other limited purposes. It's punishable by a fine of up to $300, carries 4 points on your driving record. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this
No.
or promise you anything?
No.
Sorry, I got a lot of paperwork to keep straight. And they got 55 cases. You have to just do them one at a time. Ouch. All right, let's take a look at your case. I did your arraignment. And we talked briefly about it. And looks like there's more to the story, as there often is. All right, we talked about this. This was Halloween night, October 31st at 9:30 at night. Were you driving a car North Main and Three Rivers?
Yes,
Where were you going?
to my friend's house right on Lover's Lane.
Had you been at a Halloween party or something?
No, I was leaving my house.
Or you live in Portage?
Yes,
So you had driven from Portage down to Three Rivers?
yes.
Okay. What had you been drinking?
I had a couple drinks of Fireball.
The blood alcohol, it says here, was a 0.188 and a 192. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. And she also had gastric bypass surgery in November of 2023. It's more of a note for probation, but it's relevant here.
It is. That's a very high blood alcohol level. That's not a couple of shots of Fireball. And I was frightened when I saw it. A high percentage of people, a high percentage of people that get gastric bypass surgery develop alcohol problems because the alcohol doesn't stay in your stomach. It goes right into your intestines. And you have to drink enough to get to that level. That's a lot. This is more than 2 times the legal limit to drive a car. And the fact that you drove all the way from Portage to there with a 192 blood alcohol makes a hair stand up on the back of my neck. As far as I can tell, you'd never been in any trouble for anything. This might be a good wake-up call. People that have gastric bypass can't drink to the same extent that other people can, but that doesn't make your blood alcohol that high. What made it that high was you drank a lot. You were also on medication, weren't you?
Yes.
All right, well, we'll get a handle on this. Let's take a look. Your lawyer's a little difficult to schedule because she's just difficult, but we'll see what we can find. She's often very busy in Kalamazoo on Mondays, which is when we do our census. So we try to find Wednesdays that might fit for her.
Thank you for that flexibility, Your Honor.
Case, oops. Are you available Wednesday, February 11th at 11?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Camp, we're going to get more information and get a handle on this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me make some notes.
Thank you.
This again is a pretty good plea offer. You still work at the pharmacy?
Yes, I work at Bronson Cancer Center.
Yes, you got a very good job.
Yes.
I was proud of what you made of yourself. Like I said, this might be a good wake-up call. Set sentence for February 11th, 2026 at 11. All right, Ms. Camp, I want you to take this out to the counter. I'll give you information about time to come back. We try to do Ms. Stronk's cases on Wednesdays. And we might put a couple more in there before we're done. All right. You take care before I see you in February.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our advice of rights was included in the packet,
And the next two should have included advice. of
which
rights.
I appreciate. Let's talk to Ms. Westfall. Casey, we'll probably set all three of these for the same day.
Thank you, Your Honor. And there are some handwritten notes. I did confirm that change with both the magistrate and the prosecutor.
All right. This next matter is People versus Elena Sue Rose Westfall. That's you. You also got charged with operating while intoxicated. As I said, we had 10 or 11 of these today. Yours allegedly occurred on November 1st. You got your ticket November 1st at 7:26 in the morning, which is a bit of an unusual time. At Michigan Avenue, 131, right at the main four. At that time, you were living in Elkhart, is that correct?
Yeah,
Do you live in Sturgis now?
yeah.
All right. They have agreed to reduce your charge to something called being a minor in possession of alcohol. That is a drinking driving offense, but it doesn't carry a jail sentence. Carries a fine. I'm still gonna get the matter set for screening. Do you understand the charge?
Yeah.
Other than that, did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No,
Or promise you anything?
no.
I can put you on a probation. And I want to know more about this. Where were you going?
I was coming home from a friend's house.
All right, so this was not the morning after, the night before. How old are you?
20.
She was 19 at the time.
Two things. You need a better ringtone and please turn it off. Thank you. All right, where were you coming from?
3 Rivers,
To where?
back home, Elkhart.
Oh boy, what were you drinking?
I had a few mixed drinks.
Mixed of what?
Yeah, vodka juice.
What was the blood alcohol here?
0.130 and 0.125 on a breathalyzer.
This is a very generous plea offer. Um, uh, That's a scary thought. You're a .13 and you're gonna drive from Three Rivers to Elkhart. You're 19 years old and you're drunk. It's 7:30 in the morning and you're gonna drive 40 miles. Again, makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. But the plea that is here, you can't go to jail for it, I suppose, unless you violate your probation. But this looks like we may need to look at probation. What do you do, ma'am?
I'm a caregiver
And where's that?
here in Centerville.
All right, so this won't suspend your license. That's a benefit also. All right, we're gonna set this for the same date, February the 9th to 6 at 11. Where are you from originally, Miss Westfall?
Elkhart.
Okay. How'd you end up in Sturgis?
I have friends, family.
All right, screening and sentencing 2/9/26 at 11. All right, I'm interested to learn more about this, about you. Glad you didn't end up as a newspaper story about having a fatal accident on the drive home. But we'll explore this further on February the 9th. All right, you take this form out to the counter and they'll give you more information about preparing the screening. All right, Paige Alexander.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's take a look at your case. This feels like a Monday because we had 2 days off. It's a Friday. I looked at these all Tuesday, I guess, which was our last working day. Well, I don't think I'm crazy. I think this case didn't make it into my queue. It's not in there, so I have to do a scavenger hunt for it. Excuse me. All right, Mr. Alexander, you got a ticket here in Centerville on October 30th at about 10 o'clock at night. You're charged with operating while intoxicated. According to the notes from your lawyer, prosecutors agreed to reduce this to a charge of impaired driving. Is that your understanding? Did you hear what I said about the other impaired driving cases? Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this or promise anything? Now, you, after this, took the bull by the horns and went into treatment. Is that correct?
Mhm.
You have to say yes or no.
Yes,
And I say, good for you. Where did you go?
I went to Skywood Recovery in Augusta. I'm currently still doing outpatient as well.
All right, that's all good stuff. What do you do? What's your job?
I'm a CNA at Bronson Methodist Hospital.
All right, well, let's talk about this day, which we do every time. I start with this question. Where were you going?
I was at my friend's house.
All right, this was at Canal and 11th Street. You live in Centerville.
Yeah.
You were in Three Rivers going to that friend's house or
I
coming?
was there. I was at her house.
All right, then you were leaving there.
No, I had pulled in.
Okay, where did you come from on the way to
my
her house? All right. How did you get there? Did you drive down River Road or did you go down M86?
My friend followed me on M86.
Okay.
86, yeah.
Now, October 30th of last year was a Thursday night. What were you drinking?
I was drinking Monaco.
How many did you have?
I had 3.
Monacos got quite a bit of alcohol and I think it's about 9%. So one 12-ounce can of Monaco is about equivalent to 2 cans of Bud Light. But if they're 16 ounce, it's even more. What was the blood alcohol?
0.17.
All right, well, that's pretty high. It's more than 2 times the legal limit, but obviously you got a wake-up call, went into treatment. That doesn't happen very often. Did your insurance pay for it?
Mhm.
Most people don't have the benefit of that.
Right.
Nobody made you do it. You just decided that you need to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. All right, we're going to set this for the same date, Casey Strong Day, February the 9th, 2026 at 11.
February the 11th.
February the 9th at 11. That was the date we picked. No, it's February 11th. I wrote the wrong day on those. The 11th is a Wednesday. Yes, February 11th.
Okay.
I better get those days right. February 11. Oh, we gave those people probably the wrong date.
I'll reach out to him.
February 11th, the Wednesday. Got it right on Miss Camp. Miss Westfall got the wrong information.
I might even be able to catch her.
Good. All right, Miss Alexander. You stay with your aftercare. And you don't have much baggage, if anything, on your driving record. This is going to restrict your driver's license to drive back and forth to work, but it won't suspend it. And that's a benefit. You take that out to the counter The clerk will give you more information about Wednesday, the 11th.
Okay. Thank you.
And just make sure.
Thank you.
For your probation. So they can get that.
Ready for Rosario?
Yes.
Lonnie Williams. Lonnie?
Well, I don't have Paul. Set for sentence 211. Keith, what are you here for?
I'm sure enough.
Okay. I was gonna get you on your way, but thanks for your help with a couple of Rhonda's cases. I appreciate it. Hi, Mr. George, you're here, ready to go. Well, here's Paul. Let's bring in first Mr. Rosario, and then we'll bring in Mr. Argo. Paul, we're gonna do your 2 in custody, guys, if you're ready.
Yes.
Set for sentence to 11/26 and 11. Who's got Mr. Cap?
John Bush.
I thought all his cases were taken care of as part of the felony case. Do we have a bunch of stuff left over?
But that's the case, I wasn't aware of that.
All right, do we know what's going on with his cases?
I can look.
Hello, good morning.
How are we doing today?
Good.
Excellent.
There we go. Good morning, sir. Are you Jose
Yes, sir.
Alex Rosario Jr.?
Yes, sir.
File number is 252512SM. According to this, Mr. O'Sara, you've been in custody for 28 days. You're charged with receiving, concealing stolen property and the unlawful use of a license plate. Receiving, concealing stolen property less than $200 is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. The license plate charge would be dismissed. Do you understand?
I do, sir. You're on.
Well, it looks like so far the only case that wasn't in there was Miss Alexander. You got charged with receiving, concealing a license plate that was stolen or having reason to know that the plate was stolen. Other than the fact that the other charge is dismissed, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this charge
No, Your Honor.
or threaten you?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gibson, did you do an advice of rights with Mr. Rosario?
I didn't do a written one, but I did.
All
Give
right,
him
we'll
a
go through,
verbal.
we'll go through it here. Do you understand that by pleading to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Gibson has been appointed to represent you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You'd have a right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Did you take a stolen license plate and put it on your car?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. How did you come to have it?
I just found it and put it on.
You can tell them what was in the report.
Oh, okay. What happened was I took the license plate, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm homeless. I was trying to get enough money to get a hotel room. And I was doing deliveries for Walmart. So pretty
All right,
much,
we're gonna call it good here. You've got another case which is holding you in custody, which is set for sentencing a little later in January. Over 28 days, credit 28 days. 0 additional days to serve. Fine is 0. I'm going to waive your attorney fee. The minimum fine is $125 or 2 additional days, which is going to be concurrent with the case you're pending sentence on, a drinking, driving charge and a fleeing looting. That's 252289. All right, that $125 will get swallowed up by the time that you're already doing. But that resolves this case. I appreciate your straightforward response to this. This was something that I regret. All right, do you have any questions, sir?
not at all there, Your Honor.
All right, you're good to go. Let's bring in Mr. Argo. Paul, when we finish these, we'll segue back to Mr. George's cases so you can talk to some of the other clients. Mr. Argo has also been in custody for a while here. Good morning, Mr. Argo. You and I are both much younger at one time.
Yes.
We're going through life at the same rate. But I got a bit of a head start on you.
You did a lot better for yourself also.
What's that?
I said you did a lot better for yourself also.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. See how you're doing. Wanted to see how long you've been in jail here. I've been tracking this because you're coming up on 28 days.
I've never had a
2060.
felony, sir.
No?
No.
That's something. Well, you've been shooting yourself in the foot for 25 years or 30 years. Let's talk about this case. You're charged with domestic violence, second offense. Allegation is you assaulted someone named Charles Joseph Snyder. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. This says you're just gonna enter a plea to that charge?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and he's asking for a no contest plea because he has a hazy memory of the incident.
All right. Okay, by pleading no contest, you don't admit what happened, but you also don't deny what happened, and you would allow or accept that a conviction would enter. Do you understand?
Yes.
And are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll, do you know if we have any victim input from the complainant here?
See.
Mr. Argo, do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by a lawyer. Mr. Gibson is here with you. You could also hire a lawyer of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court, so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. Understand?
Yes.
All right. All right, this happened allegedly on December 6th. The police were dispatched out to Haynes Road. Is this that dilapidated house that a bunch of people are living in?
It's like an old farmhouse. She's got, I think, 2 or 3 other guys in there right now.
All right,
Renting.
whose house is it?
Shannon.
Okay,
Roberts.
this is Shannon Roberts' house. Okay, it's not the one I was thinking of. So you were staying there?
Yes, I've stayed there a few years now.
All right.
I put an addition on it a few years back, moved her stairs in the house, and we become friends. You know, she's like a sister to me, kind of.
Okay, well, she's, all right, anyway, you got into it somehow with this guy, Snyder. And it says here, Robert was in the basement yelling. He got back from Menards. Robert was sober. Jesse and Robert were in a lean-to outside when Robert began drinking. He was gonna go inside and beat Tim Parr up. When Jesse returned to the residence, he got into a commotion in the basement and discovered Charles on his back. Robert standing over him, actively punching him in the head and mouth. He saw Robert punch Charles at least 5 times before he separated him. Charles says you punched him in the face several times and knocked one of his teeth loose, pulled his shirt overhead and punched him in the face. That doesn't sound like much fun. And it's a no contest plea here. I'd ask you what the fight was about, but I need to set the matter for sentencing, but I need to get input from Mr. Snyder. Ms. Stoll, have we heard anything from him?
The victim did return a victim impact statement to our office. I'm not sure if he'd like to be here for sentencing, but he indicated that he's lost sleep over the incident. That it's caused
All right,
him
that's the kind of case I need to set for victim input, so thank you for that. Does this Snyder live at Shannon's house also?
Yes.
Well, I gotta figure that out. Either he can't be there or you can't be there. I wanna hear what he has to say.
I said, I have nowhere else to go.
Well, maybe he doesn't
There's
care.
not gonna be nothing else. No problem between us.
All right, well,
I could tell you what I do know, you know.
all right, well, we'll save that for the sentence, but let's get, today is January the 2nd. Oh, that'll work out great. Paul, you're set to be here Thursday, January the 8th in the afternoon for some pre-trials.
Oh, yeah.
So let's set this for January 8th. It's not 10 days, but it'll be enough. January 8th at 2 p.m. Bond is canceled. We've been unable to post it anyway. You are a handsome young man, Mr. Argo.
Michael's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah. My life's had a rough path. We need victim input and police report. I don't know if he had to get his teeth fixed.
Yeah, they don't have the prettiest teeth anyway.
Who else? Does Tim Parr live in there too?
Yeah, he just started, but Shan says that she booted him the same day or the next day that this happened. That was the main thing right there, what happened.
Oh, well, I'll hear more out the sentence. All right. Pled to domestic violence, second, set for sentence. January the 8th, 26 at 2 p.m. All right, Mr. Argo, you're good to go. I'll see you next Thursday. Are you Travis D. Fletcher?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fletcher, you're charged here with aggravated assault. We just did one of these a little bit ago. Aggravated assault is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Complaint says that on or about December 19th, you assaulted someone named Allison Morrissey in the village of Centerville. and did inflict a serious or aggravated injury. According to this, you're gonna enter a plea to that charge, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Anybody threaten you to get you to do that?
No, sir.
Promise you anything?
No, sir.
And you've signed the advice of rights acknowledging that you're giving up your right to have a trial and everything that goes with it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Who is Allison Morrissey to you?
I don't know that person at all.
All right, well, let's find out what happened. Were you in Centerville on that day in December?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my. All right, you live in, you're from Dowagiac?
Yes, sir.
How'd you happen to be in Centerville that day?
I was headed to the Three River Center.
Probation Center?
Yes, sir.
All right, how are you gonna get there?
I was gonna have to walk.
Did they let you out of jail?
Yes, sir.
So you're on your way from the jail to walk to the probation center?
Yeah.
They didn't give you a ride?
No.
Well, it says here you ran into Yoder's Market, ran up to a woman near the donuts, pushed the woman through the glass doors of the donut display, and then ran out the store. The woman got cuts on the arm and the left side of her face. This poor lady is in there. And then what happened? They took you back to jail?
Yeah.
Were you mad about something?
No, sir.
So do you have a hold on you from circuit court?
Yeah.
All right, who put you in the probation center? Judge Stutzman or a Cass County judge?
Your Honor, when I was at the jail, I think my understanding is he is currently on probation out of Cass County.
All right. We'll have to sort that out.
And Your Honor, in speaking with him in the back, I know that the court's going to set another day for sentencing, but obviously there's some significant mental health concerns here. My client did indicate that he has some diagnosed issues that he's not being treated for at this time. I asked if he had met with anybody at Pivotal, from Pivotal at the jail. He has not. So I don't know if the court could push to get.
I'd like to get a Pivotal referral.
Because I think that that's going to be a significant part of what happens.
Well, this is a mental, just by reading it, he runs in there, pushes a random lady through the donut case.
Yes, sir.
Which is one of my favorite places at Yoder's, is the donut case. All right, and he's on probation out of Cass County. You've been in custody for 14 days. Miss Stoll, there are probably issues about, it sounded like they took the lady to the hospital. It's probably medical bills and other issues. Let's see what we've got here. Mr. George, can you be available on Wednesday, January 21st at 11?
Yes, sir.
Need victim input and police report. Info regarding Cass County probation. And pivotal info. All right, I set this out about 19 days from now, but it doesn't look like you're gonna be able to get out anyway, because there's a hold on you from the Cass County Circuit Court case. We'll set this for sentence for January 21, 2026 at 11 a.m. All right, I'm gonna have a lady, Lauren, come see you at the jail, Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah.
She works at Pivotal. She's our jail liaison. And so you can expect maybe somebody to come meet with you and talk about this. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Fletcher's done.
All right, Tim, let's take your LPTs.
That's Mr. Sloan, Your Honor. He's the only one that I have set for
All
LPT.
right. And we'll do Mr. Gibson's.
Your Honor, about Ms. Owens, I went and talked to Dan and he said, whenever you're ready, you can call, but we worked out an agreement. If you don't need it, she's in the back.
Okay, very good. Are you John Wilfred Sloan?
Correct.
Mr. Sloan, you're charged here with assault and battery and illegal entry. Look at this. There's apparently no plea offer here. Allegation alleges that you assaulted someone named Veronica Flores in the village of White Pigeon on September 9th, and you also illegally entered apparently her apartment at 820 West Chicago Road. So they're both misdemeanors punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Those matters are not resolved, and you're asking for a final pretrial?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, who is this Miss Flores to you?
It's my cousin's girlfriend.
All right. Well, there's a condition that you not have any contact with her. Do you understand?
Yeah.
At least I'm would guess there would be. Let's take a look. All right, I can't tell whether it is or not, but I'm telling you, don't have any contact with that person. It doesn't appear that you owe the court any money that I could see. So I'll set this for a final pretrial. It'll be set on a Thursday afternoon, probably in February. But you're good to go, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the only other brief one that I had is Mr. Wagner.
Well, let's do that.
Mr. Wagner is the case that's been reset a number of times because he's at the forensic center. He's on a petition up there. So it's my understanding the prosecutor's office is going to dismiss that charge.
Daniel Robert Wagner, file number 251827SM, is charged with malicious destruction of property over 200 but less than 1,000. He's still at the forensic center
That's correct, Your Honor.
on this or another case?
He was adjudicated NGRI in circuit court. So it's pursuant to the order of the circuit court, Your Honor.
The agreement stole?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, excuse me. All right, this matter will be dismissed. I'd ask for a nollie to make it official. I don't know what it means. It's short for nollie proseque, which means no further proceedings. Charges being dismissed.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Gibson, let's take care of your short cases and then we'll do Miss Owens.
Bruce Burway was one that is asking for a last pre-trial.
All right. Ooh. Good morning, sir. Are you Bruce Leon Verway?
Yes, sir.
Minute here. Mr. Verway, you're charged with operating with a high blood alcohol level out on Frank Jones Road near the cattle dairy farm and possession of a firearm while intoxicated, 2 counts. There apparently is no plea offer here. It just says as charged. So you wish to have this set for a final pretrial, is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Verway, do you still live in Schoolcraft?
No.
Don't tell me your street, but what town are you in?
3 Rivers.
All right, we're gonna need to get an updated address from you, contact information. Is that 11 o'clock at night? Crashed into a barn. .233. All right. I want you to go out to the counter and we need current contact information. I don't see that you owe us any money, but it's a serious charge. There doesn't appear to be any plea offer. May there be further discussions regarding resolving the case, but for the time being, we'll set it for a final pretrial on Thursday. So you go out to the counter, give them your address, phone number, email, and then you're good to go. All right.
Thanks, Honor.
Brody Jack Johnson. Yes.
So we'll be subbing in on larceny.
Oh, on Johnson altogether, or just one?
On one of the two.
All right. All right. Good morning, sir. Are you Brody Jack Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, in file number 252083, you're charged with larceny under $200. Mr. Gibson was appointed to represent you in that case. Mr. Truckee is gonna come into that one. So he represents you in that case, and he's asking for a final pretrial. File 252126. Mr. Gibson represents you in that matter, and that charges assault and battery. We're going to set both of those for a final pretrial conference on a Thursday afternoon. You've got a bond condition that you're not to have any contact with Nathan Johnson or Mitchell Salmon.
No, I think I'm not supposed to have any contact with Mitchell David Solomon.
Okay.
Nathan Johnson is my brother.
All right, then Mitchell Salmon. We'll set these for the same day. You have $1,305 with unpaid fines. Rest of it is. I can just put you in jail and wipe these out. Would you like me to just do that?
No, I can, my brother should, have you guys on speed dial for like.
Well, the snow would be melted by
Yeah,
then.
you should be getting extra work and shit, and plus you have social security.
If I give you like 90 days and wipe all this out, it would be early March.
Boy, Mr. Johnson's brother is payee for some benefits this year.
All right, I want you to stop out at the counter. You've been blowing off all these fines since 2021. There's gonna be some resolution of these. some are booking fees, which I can make go away, but some of these are driving charges. There's a use of a controlled substance charge. And it's not good that you're ignoring $1,300 worth of fines. So we'll address this again when I see you at the final pretrial. I want to see whether you've made any payment on this, but I want you to go out to the counter and check on the payment plan on your unpaid fine and cost.
Oh,
I'm gonna collect all the overdue money by the time I retire for the court, then they can help build a new courthouse.
oh,
All right, you go out to the counter and you got two lawyers. They'll give you a new date. And we'll deal with this in a bit. All right, you're good to go.
all right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies, there's two files. Laura, if you'd come get these. One is Johnson and one is Verway, that they need to provide information to the clerks. Autumn Lane, file number 252513. She called and failed to appear, but she said that her car broke or something. Let's see what that email says. This is a popular pastime on Friday morning. Her ride had an accident, so she won't be able to make it to court. I'm sure I believe it, but we'll reset APT for February 6th. Are you here that day, Paul?
I believe so, and that was also the day that we could have Mr. Jones' cases reset.
Yes, Patrick Jones is in the same boat.
He's here, but he did show up late, but he's
good.
asking, there's some reports that I still need for one of the cases.
Mr. Jones, would you come forward, please? I'm glad you're here. You're Patrick Bernard Jones. You're charged with retail fraud and retail fraud, two separate cases. I'm going to ask for a final pretrial because you need more information. Is that correct, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, I would have if the court wants to set it for a last pretrial, set them, that's fine. Or if the court would set them for the February 6th date for attorney pretrials, that would also be acceptable.
All right, let's try that. Mr. Jones, you came from Sturgis?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to actually give you a notice for that February 6th date. One is a retail fraud second degree. One is retail fraud in the third degree. The more serious one is punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. We'll set this for Friday, February 6th, 2026 at 8:30, courtroom C, pretrial conference. Stay in contact with your lawyer. Very often there are videos of these. So maybe a circumstance where your attorney wants to see the video, maybe watch it with you, give him that. And we'll We'll address this further on February 6th. And I'm glad you made it here. You're good to go. Yes.
That's on your schedule, but still have 2 in custody. I'd like to get them back.
We're gonna do Catherine Owens next.
Perfect. Okay.
Who's the other one you got?
John Cap.
All right. Have we seen John Bush? I don't know what's going on with John Cap.
We haven't seen him here yet.
John took a plea on another case and I thought we took care of everything. We'll find out.
Do we need Dan for this?
I don't know. Hi, we're gonna deal with Catherine Owens. All right, thanks. Bye. We don't have a new case, just the PV. Is that correct?
I believe she does have a new case assigned to Attorney Knopfsinger, but I don't have any further information.
I think that got moved.
That's not up this morning.
Yes. Good morning, Miss Owens.
And she has been in custody on this since the 18th of December.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
According to the jail, she has 16 days credit. I think Daniel is the only one in probation this morning.
Yes.
The old probation clerk is coming back as a probation officer. Priscilla is going to be a probation officer.
I'm so excited for her.
Yes, so are we. We're happy to have her back, and we've hired a young woman named Evelyn Busio from Sturgis, who's going to be the probation clerk. So we're going to get fully populated down there. This is file number 252202FY, People versus Catherine Owens. That's you. And we've met. Miss Owens, you're in custody for a couple of things, but this one is a probation violation. It's the second one. I think we had a bond violation, and then immediately after you were on probation, it resulted in this arrest. So let me get to the correct file here. It started as a felony. It's 2000 or 2202 FY. It's a 25 case. You're placed on probation under a domestic violence with a deferral on December 3rd. And then you got arrested a few days after that. Your probation officer, Daniel, was a bit frustrated with this because we hardly got off the dime. He's alleged that you violated your probation by violating another criminal law, failing to report, failing to pay fines and costs, failing to abstain from the use of drugs or alcohol, failed to participate in treatment, and failed to abstain from the use of assaultive or threatening behavior. According to this, you're gonna plead to conditions 8 and 10, the use of alcohol or failing to test. Is that correct? As a violation of your probation?
I don't understand the feeling to testify.
Well, it's just, all right, do you acknowledge that you consumed alcohol?
I did, but at first I wasn't thinking, but then immediately after that, I did submit to it.
All right. You're here with your lawyer, Casey Strong. She was your original attorney in this case and negotiated this plea agreement that put you on the probation. Alcohol is a big factor here, and you're spending much of the last 90 days in jail. And we're trying to get a handle on it. My intention is to continue your probation rather than just pull the pin and see if we can make some progress. But do you understand, you do have a right to have a hearing on this where it must be established, at least beyond a preponderance, that you violated the terms of your probation. Ms. Strong would be here to represent you. But you can also simply acknowledge that you consumed alcohol on that day. Do you understand?
I did.
And it resulted in a new charge, I think, also, but that's a separate matter, and you're represented by a different lawyer in that case. So what it says here is they're going to recommend time served, which would be 16 days. You're going to admit the violation, and I'm going to continue your probation. Is that your understanding?
Well, if I did time served, what do I still have to do probation?
Because I don't want you getting drunk and getting in a fight again. I want to get it.
It's time served for the violation. Okay, just stop.
The reason I was drinking is because I was stressed out.
Yes.
Because of all of this.
All right, and then you can tell me that. That's, we're gonna end up play. What were you stressed out about?
Because I had a job to cover my court fines, and immediately after that hearing on the 3rd, the following day I was fired because I missed one day because I'd only been there for a few days at that point. So I lost my employment, and then my husband absolutely refused to help me pay for any of my fines. And that's why I hadn't done any of the anger management yet because I couldn't afford it. I was starting to look for work. That's what I was doing. And in that 2 weeks time, then after 2 weeks, I was so stressed out and fed up about it. Yes, I took a moment to myself and I got a beer. Yes, I did.
Say that again.
From December 3rd.
I heard that part,
Right.
but the last
And then I
sentence.
got fired. And then from December 3rd to the day that I was arrested, for the 2 weeks, I didn't drink anything. I wasn't doing anything that I was not supposed to be doing. And I was so stressed out. My husband was just refusing to help me with it. After he and my son were the reason that I lost my job that I got to pay for my court fines, and my husband still was not going to help me with it. I was very stressed out. And then my son's girlfriend got involved.
Well, you said the last thing, and you did something and then you drank. What were you drinking?
The same thing I had the last time.
Which was Natty Lights.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, what's your thought here?
Well, a vast majority about like not getting in treatment and stuff. I mean, realistically, she was only on here for 2 weeks. I do think that that she struggles with alcohol, and I do think that there's possibly some issues with some anger, and there might be mental health that I don't know about because it's only been 2 weeks. So I would like to keep her on probation and hopefully get some services in place that can help her make better decisions going forward.
Yeah, you've got an attorney pretrial on the new domestic violence charge in front of Judge Pattison on the 17th of this, no, what's that say for? 16th of January. All right, I'm gonna follow the deal. I'm gonna give you 16 days, credit 16 days. I set this for today because it's sometimes hard for your attorney to schedule cases in Centerville, and I knew she would be here today.
I'm always happy to come down here. Just not on a Monday.
Okay. 16 days, credit 16 days, 0 fine and cost, probation is continued. Daniel, do you need to see her?
Not right now.
Are you gonna
Just
someone?
give me a call when she gets out.
I don't. All right, I don't know what the deal is in the other case. I don't have it in front of me.
I believe the bond in the other case was 5,000 cash surety, 10%.
Has it been posted?
Might as well pay that either.
All right,
So that means I'm gonna be stuck in here till the 17th.
well, we could discuss it further with Mr. Knopfinger, but the answer is maybe yes. I only have this case in front of me. All right. We'll take a look at that. Mr. Knopfinger, I don't think was here today, and I think his case has got adjourned that we're set for today. So as busy as it is, we're missing Miss Ives, we're missing Luke, and maybe somebody else. All right, Miss Owens, you're good to go. The deferral is still an open. What? Who we got left? Bring him in. Let's figure out what the heck is going on here. Two five 9 7.
It seems like they could argue the inevitable discovery, but it seems like it's worth filing a motion to see what happens. Maybe, I don't know. Right?
All right, folks, stick with me. Let's see how we're gonna do. Sometimes we end up with no lunch. Good morning, Mr. Cap.
Morning.
No. See if I can find it.
Always you.
Is that the new case people versus Carson or whatever?
Sorry, it took me a minute to track these down. Everybody have a seat, thank you. I had some confusion about these cases and I was hopeful maybe today would help clear it up. But so far, there's still some confusion. Oh. Mr. Cap is charged in file number 251245 with malicious destruction. Oh, wait a minute. It's not him. With driving with a suspended license, second offense from April 4th of 2025. Open intox in a motor vehicle from that same date. Another driving suspended, second offense from June of 2025. Those are all set for an attorney pretrial today with Attorney John Bush. Mr. Bush isn't here. We don't know where he is. My secretary's tried to contact him. Mr. Cap has got a number of cases set for jury trial for February 11th. I thought we'd resolve some of this stuff. He has several cases set for jury trial in front of Judge Pattison. Altogether, there's about 10 of these. I took a plea. Well, no, he's bound over to circuit court on 24513 FY, pending, I think, a felony trial. And I thought I'd resolved some of these. Apparently not. At any rate, there was a plea offer, but Mr. Bush isn't here, and I don't know what the deal is. Mr. Cap, I'm hopeful we can resolve this stuff before you have a jury trial on February 11th. But I'm going to set these all for a pretrial conference in front of Judge Pattison. Set all cases for January 16th. At 8:30. You had a trial date on your circuit court case? Is that this month?
As far as I know, Your Honor, we came to a conclusion on an impaired, and I was trying to be screened for
sobriety
court, as well as I had 2 driving on suspendeds with the city and 2 with with 2 with you and 2 with him.
Yes, and I thought,
so,
frankly, I thought everything was taken care of, but these things were still hanging out there.
Yeah,
maybe Mr. Bush thinks so too, but no one's here to resolve the question. You're set for sentencing in front of me.
The 9th, I think, of February.
Yes. I thought we had resolved all of this stuff. But maybe there were some things that weren't on my radar.
I was under the assumption it was allowing another to drive a motor vehicle possibly.
It was, that's what the
And-
plea offer is.
And then it was getting all bunched up, but I'm not sure exactly what.
Well, there was so much stuff. And you and I had a discussion of this. Screening and sentencing is set for January 20th, 6. All right, let me look at that case. Two five 2477. Gosh, there's so much stuff in here. Plea offer, impaired driving second and attempted R&O. Owes $3,000 in unpaid fines and costs. Has jury trial set for January 2026 in circuit court. I don't think these things were addressed. They're all left hanging out. So I'm going to reset them. They may end up being dismissed in the light of everything else that's going on, but I'm going to reset these for January 16th at 8:30 in front of Judge Pattison, who's got all those other cases which are set for jury trial. And I don't know what the status of your circuit court case is. Now, here's Rhonda sending me an email. She must be watching the channel.
Status of my circuit court is.
We resolved a felony DUI case. He's scheduled for sentencing 1st of February. You left open the option for sobriety court, but not very hopeful. All right, all I don't know is these cases are still out there. Your lawyer's not here. We're gonna reset them for January 16th in front of Judge Pattison. Maybe you can resolve all these traffic cases that are still pending. But in the meantime, you can go back to jail and get lunch. All right, good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right. We're still plugging away here. Mr. Truckey's got a couple of clinkers. Let's do Cole Kindig. This is file number 252335OD. Are you Cole Michael Kindig?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kindig, you were charged with operating while intoxicated.
Yes.
Prosecutors agreed to reduce this to a lesser charge of impaired driving. This is a White Pigeon ordinance case. Mr. Coaches from the village of White Pigeon has offered to reduce this to impaired. You've been waiting patiently all morning, as everybody has. To understand that impaired driving is a misdemeanor, it's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $300.
Yes, sir.
Carries 4 points, but it would allow you to keep a restricted driver's license, drive back and forth and in the course of employment and other limited purposes.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about your case. Well, good morning, Rhonda, wherever you are. Got to get out of Mr. Cap's cases. Well, this one isn't in the queue either. So that's the second time that's happened. Oh, there it is. Still only one, Miss Alexander. All right, let's talk about your ticket, Mr. Kindig. You got it at 1:27 in the morning on November 16th
Yes.
at Chicago Road and Kalamazoo Street in White Pigeon. That's just down the road from the Tomahawk. Is that where you were?
My buddy just bought a brand new house in Elkhart. I went down there and we had a few drinks. I had a couple beers and a couple shots when I first got there. And then I waited a while to leave and I thought I was okay. Guess I wasn't.
Well, you didn't wait quite long enough. Your blood alcohol is 0.105. You accept that?
105.
That's what the ticket says.
I think on the PBT, Your Honor, they did the breath test and it came back as a 0.096, 0.094.
Oh, all right, 0.096. If you slept a little more, you might have got under the legal limit, but this was still over the limit. All right, what do you do, sir?
So during the day, I'm a union pipe fitter, and then after work, I go out and plow snow.
You've been busy lately.
Yeah, long days.
You live in Portage?
I live in Kalamazoo.
All right, I'll accept your plea. Unless, where did I put you, Mr. George, for sentences? I think I filled up that date.
Is that the 9th, Your Honor?
9th, I think is full. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's 3 on there already, plus one of them is Mr. Cap. Are you available on the 16th?
Of February?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you, Mr. George?
Is the court
Wait,
open?
is that a Tuesday?
Is President's Day? Is the
Oh,
court
it
open?
is. That's why it's blank. Usually I'm gone then, but I'll be here. Yeah, that's President's Day. Boy. Well, I filled out the 11th. I hate to go this far. I guess I'll cram it into the 9th. Let me see. I don't want to jam up the probation department. Fowler is a drinking driving. Alvarez is a drinking driving with a translator, and Cap is a drinking driving. So that takes all 3 probation officers. Wow, we're gonna go to March 2nd. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works.
I'm gone one Monday in February and the other is President's Day.
Yes, sir, that works.
I guess an impaired driving conviction would still allow you to plow snow. It's in the course of employment. All right, Mr. Cole, you take this out to the counter. Give your new address also.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you in March.
You have a good day.
All right,
Last one I have is Miss Gonzalez, Your Honor.
let's do that one. Are you Giselle Ann Gonzalez?
Yeah.
You're here on a charge of operating with a high blood alcohol level, which is a ordinance, they can't do under ordinance, so it charges operating while intoxicated. Prosecutors agreed to reduce it to impaired driving. That's in file number 252427. That allegedly occurred on November 23rd of 2025. On the same day, they charge you with minor possessing alcohol and open intox in a motor vehicle. Then there's another one, 252430, open intox and MIP. And there's more, yeah, but in this case, the charge is going to be impaired driving and allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code.
Yes, sir, and I can give some clarity. The prosecutor did file a formal complaint that charges high BAC, open intox, and MIP. That would leave a driving suspended under ordinance. So it's my understanding that Ms. Stoll was offering an impaired for the county portion. I talked to Ms. Genschwick this morning, and she would ask for an allowing for the driving suspended charge.
All right. Ms. Gonzalez, you've been here all morning. Operating while intoxicated, suspend your license. This is a lesser included charge known as impaired driving. Impaired driving is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, a fine of up to $300. But allow you to keep a suspended driver's license, restricted driver's license. You understand?
Yeah,
All right, did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge
no,
or promise you anything?
no,
And you signed the advice of rights
yeah,
acknowledging that you're waiving those rights by entering this plea, is that correct?
yeah.
Let's look at this ticket. All right, you got arrested on November 23rd in the village of White Pigeon for having a high blood alcohol content. They filed a formal complaint, but I can't tell what the alcohol level was. They also charge you with driving with a suspended license. Let's take care of that one first. They're going to reduce that to a charge known as allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That carries no points, doesn't get abstracted to your driving record, won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your license. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, that day on November 23rd, was your license suspended?
I don't know. I didn't know until I had gotten arrested. They had told me that my permit was expired, not expired, but was suspended and everything. So I wasn't aware of it until they had told me.
All right. That charge is also a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Doesn't carry any points and it doesn't go on your driving record. You understand?
Yes.
All right. I think you spent 2 days in jail, 2 days jail credit, 2 days, 0 fine, $125. I'm gonna make that due by February 2nd, 2026. I use that to pay the fine online. All right, let's talk about this drinking charge. They charge you with high BAC. Where were you going that day?
I was going to my mom's. She lived
3:21
right-
a.m.
Yeah, I had called her and told her I was gonna go there. She said it was fine.
All right, you're coming from where? From Three Rivers, headed to
Yeah,
Sturgis?
no. It wasn't in Sturgis. I was in Three Rivers going to White Pigeon to my mom. She was staying at the, I think it was a hotel or a
All
motel.
right. So you were going from Three Rivers to White Pigeon. What were you drinking?
Lunazul,
Let's say that again.
Lunazul. Tequila.
Oh, we'll say it again.
Tequila, Lunazul,
Lumazul,
Lunazul.
Lunazul, I don't know that. Well, that'll do it. What's your blood alcohol level?
It was a 0.182, Your Honor.
I'm gonna set this for the same date, March 2nd at 11. Now, are we dismissing these MIP and all these other things?
That was my understanding, Your Honor. The MIP is part of the formal complaint,
Okay.
as well as the open intox.
Ms. Gonzalez is a one-woman wrecking crew. More I looked at it, the worse it got. She has another drunk driving charge pending a pretrial with Judge Pattison in January. Set for final pretrial on 252418 SD for January 29th. She has an OUIL and 24185, I think, SD from October of the 27th. She's on probation for domestic violence in 241515 with a condition that she not use any alcohol. She got a MIP on June 26th of 24. She has this charge, driving suspended, open intox, MIP, and a high blood alcohol level. I believe she was on bond on the other case when she got arrested for this, and she's on probation with a no drug and no alcohol condition. Shows $1,124 worth of unpaid fines and costs. She's out drinking tequila and driving around at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm contemplating canceling your bond, leaving you in jail between now and March 2nd. What do you think about that?
No, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
You got 3 drunk drivings, 2 MIPs. You're on probation for domestic assault and you're 19 years old, which leads me to believe that you aren't really taking things very seriously. Are you?
I'm sorry. I've started doing classes. I had applied for Pivotal, and now I see this girl the 6th, and I see her every 2 days out of the week.
Well, let me tell you this, there's jail in your future. You keep doing this, there'll be worse than that. This one happened on November 23rd. Then you got arrested the next day on November 24th for another drinking driving charge. And you're on probation for domestic assault. But that didn't happen until December. So you got arrested for drunk driving 2 days in a row. When's the last time you saw your probation officer?
I usually call her. She's, I would guess, too busy to see me.
You were in on the 16th of December. And was gonna set up a payment plan. I don't even know how to get my head around this. I started looking at it on Monday or Tuesday and it made all these notes and thought, holy smokes. Ms. Davis has joined us. Ms. Davis, you have input on this case?
Your Honor, this case was one of the ones that hurt our interest in trying to correct the arrest and detain release issue at the jail so that people aren't going about their day without having bond conditions. And so we are not happy with her behavior. Certainly it's dangerous.
She doesn't need bond conditions. She's on probation with a no drug and no alcohol and already a testing condition. We're not going to start putting bond conditions on every OUIL first case. If I order them to test, they have to pay for the testing. And in fact, I'm not even sure I'm allowed to do it. But it is certainly a concerning circumstance. She did, after I got on her case, when I saw her at the arraignment, start to make payments on her stuff. This is OUI was reduced to impaired. Ms. Gonzalez, are you working somewhere?
Yes,
Where's that?
Myers Distribution and.
Oh, yeah, you told me that each time. All right, you're set for sentencing March 2nd. You're on probation. The probation dictates that you not drink any alcohol and you test upon direction of any court officer or police officer. If I gave you a test right now, what would it show?
That I've been drinking. I take
How
a
about
breathalyzer.
marijuana?
I'm sorry, what?
How about marijuana?
I don't smoke weed either.
All right, you're not old enough to smoke weed, and it's a condition of your bond that you not use it. But obviously, it's very troubling. You got arrested for drunk driving 2 days in a row. So obviously, there's not a lot of parental control, that you are an lawful adult. And we got a budding alcohol. 2 MIPs, 3 drunk drivings, a domestic violence, open intox, and some other stuff. There's an alcohol problem here we're gonna try to deal with. I want you to take these forms out to the probation, out to the clerk, take this one. But you can't drink any alcohol and you can't drive. Your driver's license is suspended. How'd you get here today? I see you have a friend with you. All right. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I would send you to see your probation officer, but she isn't here and you just saw her on the 16th, so we'll call that good. All right, we're still plugging away here. That finishes Mr. George. Mr. Gibson's got a motion in one of his cases, so let's do Mr. Truckey's cases and then we'll finish with Mr. Gibson. Samuel Arthur Mitchell. Are you Samuel Mitchell?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell, you're charged with interfering with a crime report and domestic assault. This always causes me pause. It's alleged to have occurred on November 29th. Interfering with a crime report generally has to do with taking a telephone, generally a cell phone, away from someone. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Slapping them or punching them is an assault, and a domestic assault is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. So the assault charge actually carries a lower sentence than taking the phone. Nonetheless, both of these charges would be dismissed for a plea to disturbing the peace. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you confirm that, Ms. Stoll?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, disturbing the peace is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to 90 days in jail, and a fine of up to $500. You understand the charge?
I do.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that charge?
No.
You've been sitting here all morning. You've heard me go through the advice of rights a couple of times, and Mr. Truckey's just given me one. You understand you're giving those up by entering this plea?
I do.
Let's see what I can discern about this. At that time, were you living with Cassandra Mitchell?
Yes, that is my wife.
All right, and you and she got in some argument about money?
Correct. She took money, my disability money from the VA that pays our bills, and she took it and put it into her account that she had set up prior to my knowledge. And so our bills weren't being covered that month.
Because you had automatic bill
Automatic
pay?
withdrawals, yes, correct.
All right, so that was upsetting to you.
Correct.
Then you got in an argument. Did you slap the phone out of her hand?
I did not. She had the phone up, recording me in my face and said, "Does this make you mad?" And yes, I was mad. When she put the phone down on her lap, I took the phone, deleted the video, but that's not what the charge was for.
Oh, no, we're just addressing
Okay.
disturbing the peace here.
Okay,
And you unplugged the Alexa,
correct.
so she couldn't call 911.
No, she was calling her mom. It said, she said, "Alexa, call Brenda Lux." And I said, "We don't need to involve your parents in this," and I unplugged the Alexa. And I told the police that over and over again, and they still arrested me for 911 call.
All right. This happened on the 29th, and you got released on December 1st.
Correct.
So that's 2 days, credit 2 days. Anybody have any additional input on this one? Normally, disturbing the peace would be a fine and cost.
Your Honor, the victim's present. I'm not sure if she'd like to address the court.
Well, that's helpful. Is Cassandra Mitchell here? Is there anything you want to tell me?
I don't feel like it's statement's truthful because Alexa, you can't call 911.
All right, well, why don't you come up to the podium? I'd like to hear what you have to say. I'm about to give him 2 days in jail, credit 2 days, and lift the no contact provisions. Is that acceptable with you?
There are personal protective orders that affect the same.
All right, so there's a PPO in effect.
Correct.
All right. And you have a PPO against him?
Yes.
All right, it's a joint house?
Yeah.
All right. All right, what would you like me to know?
So I had my daughter on her lap. I had let him know because for a couple weeks, he had stopped putting any money in our bank account. So he had withdrawn all finances for me and the children. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been home for 6 years with the kids. And so I have an account that has child support money that goes in for our older children. And so I was only using that money to handle fuel and stuff for the children. And so his disability money, which is, it's set for the family, like dependents and everything. So it's for the family and that goes into a joint account. And so I transferred some money out and I told him I need money for fuel so I can get the kids to and from school. I said, if we need to talk about more bills, we can write it down. We can be civil about it. And he was getting really mad about it. I did tell him I was going to record him. Or I did not tell him I was going to record him. I told him I was going to call the police if he didn't calm down because he was being very threatening. That's when he took my phone out of my hand. He scraped my hand up when he did with his nails. And then I tried to call my mom because you cannot call 911 on an Alexa. It's a disabled feature because of conversation or TVs or whatever. So I was calling my mom. Then he also disconnected the internet after he disconnected the Alexa. And so I tried to leave. He climbed through the vehicle when I was trying to leave. So I went back inside and that's when he threw my phone back to me. After he deleted a whole bunch of stuff off my phone. And then including the video. And so then I went into the bedroom and I called the police after that. I do want to make it clear that I don't think like jail time or fines or anything that like, I think he needs treatment. He is a disabled veteran. He has PTSD. He's 100% disabled. I have, prior to this situation, been working with the Veteran Services. He knew that I was meeting with them to see what kind of help that they could offer. And to my knowledge, he is working with them right now. I think that's the most important.
Well, there's two sides to every story. The way you made it sound like she pilfered your money to buy lotto tickets or something. Her version is she transferred the money to pay household bills. You didn't want her to talk to her parents. You deleted the video of you being angry in her face. And then you deleted the internet so she couldn't call 911 and you ended up in jail for a couple days, which probably was good. Gave you time to cool off. Where are you staying now?
At the Wakeman House in Mendon.
Is that open?
I did a bunch of work there a couple years back and good friends with them, so they're letting me stay there.
Are you in one of the little cottages or something?
No, I'm up front in the apartment.
Are you working with Stony Summy?
I do work with Stony.
Are you doing any VA treatment?
I am trying to get, I did VA treatment in Battle Creek and Stony wants me to be transferred down here to Lisa Velez. And I'm trying to get that work through community care through the VA to get it approved. So it's in the process of doing that. Yes.
All right. I normally don't do a probation and disturbing the peace, but I'm gonna make you get plugged into community care. Rather than talk about it, I want to make sure that you do it. Thank you for being here. It was very helpful.
Your Honor, if I could have my opportunity for allocution.
Yes, thank you. I apologize, Ross.
Mr. Mitchell's a disabled veteran. He's going through a divorce. There's a divorce file between these two parties now open in this circuit court. And it's my belief that that is the tool that will resolve these issues. There's also a scheduled PPO hearing on January the 6th between these two parties in which I'm involved. And there's sufficient safeguards.
Who did the PPO?
Oh, you did.
Oh, so I've got this.
Yes, on January the 6th at 10:30.
I'm always a little reluctant to do exclusive possession of a home in a PPO to kick one spouse out. Now, we do it with bond conditions all the time, but I'm going to hear more about this on January the 6th, which is Wednesday. Tomorrow? Tuesday?
No, that's the 6th, a week from It's
Oh, yeah,
Friday.
next-
It's a Monday.
Next
Friday.
Tuesday, yeah, I keep thinking it's Monday. All right, next Tuesday, all right, well, I'm gonna do a 6-month probation. Which could theoretically be discharged at the end of 3 months. Another 12 days jail credit too, leaving 10 days to serve. Of the 12 days, 10 are deferred.
And could I get the basis for the departure on the record, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's fair. There was, now I didn't negotiate the plea agreement. They reduced it to disturbing the peace. The facts clearly support interfering with the crime report. They also would indicate there was a support for a domestic assault. She at least got scratched. But the other reason for the departure is I want to make sure that he actually starts to participate in VA counseling rather than something that he doesn't have to do. And so that's a fair question, and that's my reason for the departure. The fine is 0. Everything I take from him is money away from his family. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, and a $150 attorney fee. I'm gonna waive the oversight fee.
Can I see you waive the attorney fee as well, Your Honor? I'm here for Rhonda, and I'm retained in the PPO file, but it's kind of a weird.
All right, so you're actually retained in the other case.
Yeah.
All right, and I appreciate that. You're the mayor of Leonidas and you help resolve Leonidas cases. And so I'll do the minimum allowable fine of $125. Enroll in VA treatment and sign release. No drugs and no alcohol, test as directed. I can't tell whether alcohol was involved in this. I couldn't tell from the report.
I don't drink.
All right, so I didn't see that. No assaultive behavior. If you get enrolled in the VA local treatment program and don't have any other trouble for as few as 3 months, I could discharge you from this probation. If you don't, I could put you in jail for at least 10 days or up to 90.
We are working with the community care to get it approved.
All right, I think that's a good plan. But I don't want nothing. Mr. Truckee, I appreciate your covering this case today. All right, you take this out to the counter. We'll get you started on that probation. I want you to get involved in the community care, sign a release.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Are you Alexander K. Pappas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pappas, you got charged with operating with a high blood alcohol level. That is a misdemeanor. We've had a lot of these today. I think we had 10 drinking driving cases today. I think we took about 7 pleas. Let's take a look at your ticket. October 18th at 9:30 at night, Broadway, Three Rivers. They're going to dismiss the charge of operating with a high blood alcohol level for a plea to operating while intoxicated.
If I may, Your Honor, in discussions with the prosecuting attorney further this morning, it's my understanding that the prosecution will accept the plea to impaired driving.
All right, Ms. Stoll, you agree with that?
That's correct.
All right.
And the defendant is asking for a no contest plea because of his lack of memory.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Operating while intoxicated requires that your license be suspended. Operating while impaired allows it to be restricted. You've been sitting here all morning. You've heard me say this a couple of times,
Yes,
but
Your Honor.
now it actually applies to you. If you plead to impaired driving, it would allow you to keep a restricted driver's license. It does carry 4 points and punishable by a fine of up to $300 and up to 93 days in jail. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, by pleading no contest, you don't admit what happened. You also don't deny what happened. You would allow or accept that a conviction would enter, and then you would be sentenced just as though you pled guilty or were found guilty after a trial. Do you understand?
I do understand.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this
No, Your Honor.
or promise you anything?
No.
Ah, darn it. Broadway, it's near the hospital, near the intersection in front of Myers. Where were you going?
I was leaving Applebee's.
Where were you headed?
Home.
And you live on River Drive.
Yes, sir.
At one time, Applebee's in Three Rivers was the largest by the glass alcohol seller in St. Joe County. One time it was Tomahawk. But I believe in the last liquor census, Applebee's sells more liquor by the glass than anywhere in St. Joe County. What were you drinking?
I do not recall what I was drinking while I was at Applebee's.
All right, well, this is a no contest plea. I was hoping to at least get some memory. What was the blood alcohol level?
It was a 1.7.
It was a 0.17, Your Honor.
All right, 0.17. All right. And you don't have a clear or actual recollection of what happened?
No, Your Honor.
Well, let's see what I could find out from looking at this. Well, you were driving a car. It was on Broadway Street and your blood alcohol was 0.17. I guess that's enough for impaired. Were you taking any medication as well?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, this is a pretty good plea offer. Where do you work?
I work for Baumel Benton.
What do they do?
We do metal framing, drywall, drywall finishing, painting, acoustical ceilings, stucco. Ethers.
Got a pretty clean driving record, one speeding ticket. All right. Paul, I kind of drag people around the map here. I don't remember where I've got you set, but I've already filled up January and February. Let's take a look and see what we got available here. Paul, do you remember where I set your other cases?
Well, I know you did one for February 6th, but I don't remember any like after that, I guess.
All right, let's see what I got. I think that day is full. February 9th, I think it is, not the 6th. No. February 6th is a Friday. I didn't set it there. Let's see what else we got. 26. I think I put Mr. Comer on the 20th. No, that's Mr. Moore. Filled the 11th up with Miss Strong. Sophie. Are you available on Wednesday, February 25th at 11?
It looks like it says I have a trial that day, but I don't know.
Let's see. That's Judge Patterson's jury day. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff on there, which
I don't know if it's resolved or not. I guess I have to, it's still on my calendar, but I probably need to go and make sure.
let me see who it is. I don't see it here.
It says Brown. I don't know.
It must be resolved because it's not on here.
Okay, it may be resolved and I just hadn't taken it off of my calendar.
Let me make sure it's not with me. 25. No, you don't have anything. It could be a circuit court case. Well, let's use that date. If it becomes a problem, we can.
If it's a circuit court trial, I can let the court know and get it switched. I'm assuming it's probably something that's no longer scheduled.
All right. Plea impaired, set SNS for 2/25, 26, and 11. All right. Mr. Pappas, I appreciate your patience. That was part of your legal education to watch court proceedings all day today. Take that out to the counter and then they'll tell
So
you.
that's February 5th.
February 25th at 11 a.m.
So he goes out to the counter.
Out to the counter. You're good.
So yeah, you'll go talk to the people at the clerk's office and they'll tell you what to do next.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, that leaves one final pretrial with a motion in it. It's Clayton Carr. This is file number 252521. Are you Clayton Carr?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Carr, you're charged in this case with interfering with a crime report, domestic assault, and assault and battery. Those allegedly occurred on December 7th. It's good we're resolving these within a month. So lads, that you assaulted Taylor Marie Hall, a resident, a former resident of your household, and Andrew Michael Hall. Who are those people to you?
Taylor is my girlfriend and Andrew is her father.
All right, and also a charge of interfering with a crime report. According to this, you're going to plead to 1 count of interfering with a crime report and 1 count of domestic violence by way of a no contest plea. Ms. Stoll, is that your understanding?
That's correct, Your Honor.
You agree, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, let's talk about that, Mr. Carr. Is this deferral eligible?
That's the offer.
All right, with a deferral. All right, well, let's talk about that. Interfering with a crime report is punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Domestic assault is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, and a fine of up to $500. It would prohibit you from using or possessing a firearm. The prosecutor is offered to do a deferral. And if you do a deferral and you do it successfully, it won't result in a public conviction. They'll keep a private record of it, and it wouldn't have the firearm restriction. I don't know if you hunt or target shoot but it's important to some people to have their firearm rights. You also indicated you're going to plead no contest to this charge. The last guy just did this. By pleading no contest, you don't admit what happened, you don't deny what happened, and you would allow or accept that a conviction would enter. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what you wish to do here?
Yes.
Anybody threaten you to get you to do this
No, sir.
or promise you anything?
No.
What do you do, Mr. Carr?
I work at a plastic factory.
Which one?
Carter's Associates in Sturgis.
All right. What do they make?
Big plastic sheets that get cut out and filters go in them and they go to a farm.
All right, according to the booking and bond information, this happened on December 7th. They were dispatched to, looks like Memory Lane Mobile Home Park, lot 142, made contact with Andrew Hall. His daughter Taylor Hall called him because Clayton Carr was punching holes in the walls. Once there, Clayton became confrontational at the back door and prevented Taylor from leaving. So she climbed out the window. Clayton came out in the driveway and tried to push Andrew off the property. Andrew called 911, at which point Clayton smacked the phone out of his hand. Clayton continued pushing, at which point Andrew wrapped his arms around Clayton and Clayton punched him. It doesn't show whether alcohol was involved. Had you been drinking?
Yes, me and my girlfriend had got into it prior at the bar.
All right, so that's the reason for no contest? Which bar?
Route 12 in Sturgis, they just opened up.
What's it called?
Route 12.
Route 12. Where is that?
It's on US 12 and the people who just bought it, their
Is
last
it the
name
old
is
Hilltop?
Yeah, the old Hillcrest.
Hillcrest. Dismiss the A and B. Normally, in a domestic violence case, I would set it out for sentencing at least 10 days. Let's take a look at your motion. Defendant and Taylor Hall are both on a lease and buying a home together that they had lived in for approximately 18 months. Is that the trailer on lot 142?
Yeah, we haven't lived at that address for 18 months. We've been together and living together for 18 months, and we're just now buying that place.
All right, so
within the
you've got a
past 3
lease
months.
option to buy that trailer.
Yes.
Defendant's attorney was contacted by a person that said they were Taylor Hall. She wants the no contact provision lifted. Well, I haven't actually heard from Taylor Hall. Do you have children together?
No, we don't.
Where are you staying?
I've been staying at my mom's house in Bronson.
How old are
22.
you? This goes under the category, if you don't know what you got till it's gone. When they prohibit you from having contact with your girlfriend, kind of makes you appreciate what you're missing. I'm unwilling to amend the bond based on that. We don't know whether it was even Taylor that called Mr. Gibson. Do you have any input regarding that, Ms. Stoll?
I would object to lifting the no contact provision.
What we will do, however, Mr. Carr, is set this for sentencing as soon as we can. One of the reasons, well, the main reason is to protect the complainant. We don't want further assaults or worse pending a trial. Another reason is to protect the complainant from coercion to get her to change her story or withdraw the charges. Well, we don't have that problem because you've just admitted a plea of no contest. So I'm less concerned about her testimony, but I want to know what her input is. So I'm going to have to squeeze this in somewhere. You don't have any children together. You're employed. You've got a place to live. We can try to get this done in the month of January.
He is also on bond for a.
Yes, he has an OWI case with.
Oh, let me look at my cheat sheet.
There was no bond conditions for that.
Yeah, you're on bond for operating with the presence of a controlled substance set for last pretrial on 122. Do you represent him in that as well, Mr. Gibson?
No, I believe he has Attorney Strong.
Well, let's look at January 22nd. Thank you, Deborah. Trying to see whether you're set to be here that day. Oh.
He filed a motion regarding setting bond conditions in that case, and the defense responded.
In the drunk driving case?
Yes, but it doesn't look like there's been a motion date set.
Well, Paul, can you be available at 2:30 on the 22nd to do the sentence in this matter?
The 22nd?
Yeah, Thursday, January 22nd.
Yes, it looks like it can.
Thursday, January 22nd at 2:30. Need victim input, police report.
We would indicate that somebody saying that they were the victim called and inquired about having the no contact lifted. And our victim advocate advised they could talk to the defense attorney. So I'm not doubting that she has requested that, but we just don't have any confirmation.
All right, fair enough. All right, you guys are gonna appreciate what you're missing between now and January 22nd. Now, this isn't good. You got a DV and an OEYL in short order. Apparently there's some sort of a bond motion in that case. I don't know what the status is, but we're gonna set this for that date. I'll give you a handwritten notice. You may get a more formal one, but you're living at your mom's. I appreciate your patience. Somebody always ends up being last. Today, that was you. Thursday, January 22nd, 2:02:6. I'm back, January 22nd. Yes. All right, now, your bonds, no drugs, no alcohol, no content with a complaining witness, no assaultive or threatening behavior. So try to keep it together. I will see you on January 22nd. We'll deal with this and possibly your other charge, but that's in front of Judge Patterson. So do you have any questions? All right, you're good to go.
So he doesn't need to talk to the probation department or anything?
No.
Okay.
Orbit Leasing versus Nicholas Slocum. The claim was for $10,410.01 plus cost, interest, and attorney fees. That lawsuit was served on Mr. Slocum and he didn't respond. So a default judgment entered on October 30th in that amount. $10,410 plus cost for a total of $10,736.28. More than 21 days after the entry of the default, Mr. Slocum sent a letter of explanation. It isn't exactly a motion, a set aside garnishment. It was dated November 5th, but we didn't receive it until December 5th. So in theory, Mr. Slocum, you have 21 days to move to set a default aside. And you have to have two things, well, three things. You have to show that there's a meritorious defense. You have to show that there's legitimate reason for failing to appear. And you're supposed to file what's called an affidavit of meritorious defense. You sent us the letter and some explanation and picture that accompanied it. So I set it for today. You are revisiting the defenses that you would have raised, I guess, regarding this repossessed vehicle. I'll go to you first, Mr. Slocum. What are you asking me to do?
I guess I'm not specifically asking for, I guess nothing specific. I don't really have, I'm not necessarily asking you to, dismiss or waive anything.
Well, I set these for Zoom hearing. There's an expense to the plaintiff. If this was a live thing and they had to drive out here or send somebody out here, maybe I wouldn't have said it. But Mr. Slocum, many people are in your circumstance. Mr. Kuipers appears here in our court often. I think the real reason and the real issue is they've pursued a tax garnishment and other garnishments. The question here would be, could you set up some sort of installment plan to pay on this debt? Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, that would likely be the easiest thing for me, would be the best thing.
Mr. Matthew Kuipers is here on behalf of the plaintiff. Mr. Kuipers, would you be willing to speak privately with Mr. Slocum in a breakout room? Mr. Martin, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, there's some similarities to this case and the one we just addressed. This is entitled Omni Credit Union versus Herbert Martin. Mr. Dylan Clark is here for the plaintiff. Similar circumstance, a judgment entered in this matter, and the defendant was agreed to a repayment plan. The judgment was substantial. $15,652. I got my facts straight.
It was more than that at the time it was set up.
Yes. The defendant entered a repayment plan where he agreed to pay at $225 per month, subject to review in 1 year. And that was entered in November of 2024. Mr. Martin filed a request to set this aside. His wife got ill, lost her employment, and he was the sole source of employment and can't afford to pay $225 every month on this substantial debt. Plaintiff has filed for tax garnishment, which they would continue to be able to do. But Mr. Martin, what are you asking me to do?
I can still be able to pay my debt, the $225. You know, because my wife, she gets Social Security now.
All right.
And then and I can still be able to pay the $225. And it was just that time period from waiting to, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to rob Peter, pay Paul. And but right now I'm in the process of getting a second mortgage on my home so I can pay this debt off and just, you know, add more to my mortgage that I pay now. Because I don't, you know, because I was trying to, you know, because I have major repairs I need to do on my house. And I was trying to keep my taxes to do that.
Well, that makes the interest deductible. Mr. Clark, I'm assuming you're agreeable that the original installment order of $225 per month would remain in effect. Do you have any objection to that?
There's no objection to that, Your Honor. The only issue is that, you know, payments were somewhat inconsistent. The reason that we got in the situation in the first place is because Mr. Martin failed to make payment in September of 2025, and then was overdue for about 2 months, and this is that time period that he was referring to. And then that's why we stopped taking payment and then filed for the garnishments. We would be agreeable to taking the $225 and moving forward with that.
Motion for installment payments of $11.24 for $225 per month is reinstated. Garnishment no garnishment shall issue, no wage garnishment shall issue. Defendant shall pay $225 per month, starting February 1. If you do get a second mortgage and pay this off, that would be great. The interest rate probably may be lower, but it also would be deductible.
Yeah, I started that process about, say about a week and a half ago, just, I think it might have been right after Christmas, right before Christmas. And, I had a situation with my homestead tax credit, paperwork. I was fully in, I should have been getting homesteaded, but they didn't do it right. So I had to go back in and refile those papers with the city of Three Rivers. And I was going to go down there Monday and see if they got the paperwork in, because the assessor, he was at large. He doesn't come into the office that much. And because of the holidays, they say it might take a minute. But everything else looking pretty good right now.
Very good. All right, you're to restart your installment payments of $225 per month is reinstated.
Okay.
No wage garnishment shall issue. Defendant shall pay $225 per month starting February 1st, 2026.
What about tax government?
They can still pursue a tax garnishment regardless. They can take your state income tax.
Okay.
But it prohibits a wage garnishment.
All right. Well, okay, cool. That should be. It said I have to build a wheelchair ramp so she can get in and out easier.
All right, Mr. Martin, make your payment as you did previously on February 1st.
Okay.
All right, let's finish with Mr. Clark and then we'll go back to Mr. Kuipers. Mr. Martin, good luck to you and to your wife.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have.
Next is Capital One versus Cindy Rogers. Ms. Rogers filed a motion to set aside a default. I don't think she's here, but let me make sure. Hello, Deputy Broker. I'm looking for a Cindy Rogers. Did anybody check in for a civil case? All right, thank you. Bye. She's not. All right. Dylan Clark is here for the plaintiff. We got double dipped for him today. This matter resulted in a default judgment. A complaint was filed on June 23rd of 2025. It was served on the defendant and she didn't file an answer. And a default or default judgment entered on November 12th in the amount of $2,515.54. Ms. Rogers filed a motion to set aside a default on December 1st, which is actually within 21 days of the entry of the default judgment. She doesn't state a meritorious defense or a legitimate reason for failing to appear. She says, I want to apologize for not being in court. I had not known a court date or I would have been there. There was no court date. The judgment summons, the summons says on its face, you are being sued. You have 21 days to file a response or a default judgment may enter against you, which is what happened here. So she isn't here to address her motion, which probably would not have been granted anyway, but I would have tried to maybe set up a payment plan. Mr. Clark, have you had any input from this defendant?
I have not received anything from the defendant. There's been no communication.
All right, motion to set aside a default is denied. Defendant failed to appear. It doesn't sound like she has very much money and may not be collectible. Motion is denied. Defendant failed to appear for hearing. All right, Mr. Clark. Well, one guy agreed to reinstate the payments. The other person didn't show up. So that took us 20 minutes, give or take. You're good to go. Happy New Year. Have a good rest of this Friday afternoon.
Happy New Year, Your Honor. Thanks for doing my job. Appreciate you
thank
taking the reins there. All right.
Thank you. All right, we're going to return back to the case of Mr. Slocum. I'm really glad we don't have a bunch of landlord-tenant cases breathing down my neck. I've always had stress from getting double booked, but today we're in pretty good shape. So let's return to Orbit Leasing versus Nicholas Slocum. Mr. Slocum is here and Mr. Matt Kuipers is here. The parties were put in a breakout room. Car repossessions in these car cases are among the most difficult that I deal with. These cars are sold, their loan is through this company, and people are often dissatisfied with the car or their circumstances change, which is what happened here, among other things. Mr. Kuipers, were you and Mr. Slocum?
We've come to an agreement on it.
Okay. What is it?
It's for the judgment balance at 150 per month, starting January 12th, 2026. And I did take Mr. Slocum's contact information down, which I'll give to the attorney of record, and I'll reach out to Mr. Slocum on how to make said payments.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Slocum?
Unfortunately, I do, sir.
All right, I'll put in your defendant. Agrees to repayment plan. On balance due. At 150 per month. Starting January 12th, 2026. So the judgment remains in effect. Mr. Kuipers has your contact information. Perhaps they can set up maybe a direct deposit thing or something to make this payment. I will say this is a pretty low payment for such a large debt, but you've got other personal problems and family health problems and other issues. Your daughter certainly changed your financial circumstance for her and your wife's health, and for that everybody is sorry. But this is a case of it is what it is. Mr. Slocum, are you still at 821 South Constantine Street?
No, sir, I do not live at that address anymore.
Are you saying 01 South Circle?
Are you at the South Circle Drive address?
Yes, sir,
Kalamazoo?
that's correct.
All right. I need to change this address to that. All right, Mr. Kuipers, you have his contact agreement?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Slocum, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I'm sorry for all the circumstance. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.